Welcome everybody. This is going to be an interesting segment that's going to connect three dynamics that are redefining the future of work. One is the talent dynamics that are getting redefined. The second is all about the role of a manager getting redefined. And therefore, the third is how should teams and managers develop an entrepreneurial culture or mindset within their teams. A recent HBR article that I was studying, a very recent one, talks about the great resignation and who is driving this resignation. It's interesting that it is people in the age group of 30 to 45. The mid-career employees are the ones who are defining this resignation. And there's a 20% increase of it from 2020 to 2021. We also know that people don't leave organizations, they leave their jobs because of their managers, and that's very old and true research. There is an interesting BCG study that is also throwing some light here, which talks about how in developed countries, only 9% of non-managers are really aspiring to become managers. 63% of managers in developed countries actually think that their role is going to get redefined. And very important, 37% of them believe that their role is actually going to be non-existent in about 5 years' time. And this is where the concept of agile environments are really important. And this is where I'm going to introduce the concept of entrepreneurial culture and mindset that managers should develop, and therefore how it's going to help them shift their dynamics as a team. One is the manager should first have the entrepreneurial mindset himself or herself. And this is where it is important to think intuitively, to develop the ruler archetype, which is to say, hey, how can I think ahead? How can I develop my peripheral vision to think ahead? And how can I develop my intuitive capabilities as a manager? That is the first step in helping you develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And let's say you're a team of 9 people. You're the manager and you have 8 people under you. And the way the dynamics should shift or can shift is, see if your team has 3 people who bring divergent thinking. They're able to think differently, think outside, look at different perspectives before they're able to achieve or project some ideas for something that you are all working on. Then see if you have about 3 people who can bring in convergent thinking. They become convergent thinkers where they're able to help these people with divergent thinking to bring in some structure and priority and focus. Ensure that you have at least 2 rebel archetypes in your team where they're able to question these ideas that are getting presented. And finally, you as the manager or the orchestrator or facilitator role that you would be playing as you move into the future, learn how to use your intuitive capabilities and combine it to look at the constraints or orchestrate the constraints that come in the process to a beautiful constraint. Look at the concept of a weiji. As you understand in Chinese and Japanese, the word for crisis actually looks at 2 components. One is danger and the other one is opportunity. And you as a manager honing that archetype to look at unlocking these processes and facilitating teams to achieve more. So this is going to be the shift that you as a manager has to bring about as you move into the future, and ensuring that you have various archetypes in your people, in your teams, so that you're able to sequence their involvement to ensure that you achieve greater results as a team. So it's important to embrace the talent dynamics that are shifting into the world of work today. You as a manager has to evolve. And third is, how do you develop interesting archetypes to develop an entrepreneurial culture and mindset within yourself and your teams? It's very important, and I hope this video segment throws some light and connects some dots for you. Thank you very much.